So, guys, we are on the verge of very big things happening in the cryptocurrency market. You might have noticed. And it seems pretty consensus right now that at the end of the week, we should all absolutely immediately sell the news and nuke everything back to the pits of Goblin Town. We'll see how it plays out. But there's a lot of things brewing right now under the surface that's absolutely massive from a macro perspective. And as we've been saying and beating the drum about here for a long time, macro trumps basically everything. Okay? What's happening with the dollar? What's happening with the global M2? Interest rates, all that stuff. That is what determines risk on, risk off attitudes for the wider investor class out there in the world. And those are the people who drive markets, particularly altcoin markets. Obviously, institutions are interested in Bitcoin at any market scenario. But when it comes to altcoins and seeing your altcoin bags pump, we need more favorable macro conditions, which we might be on the cusp of getting. So I want to talk about that stuff with you guys. Of course, answering your questions, second half of the stream. We got a lot to get through, so we better get straight into it. Let's go. So, Raul Pal here, the great post. The dollar down, rates down, oil heading down. Good for bringing down inflation, right? If oil goes down by 10%, for example, guess what? Suddenly it's cheaper to ship goods to your home. Those goods are cheaper to produce, food's cheaper to make, all that kind of stuff. Is lark a verb or a noun? You know, it's actually both. To lark about means like to mess around, or lark the bird, or lark the guy. That's off topic. Anyway, financial conditions are now easing fast. Could lead to risk assets by a couple of months. So financial conditions are looking really good, guys. Okay. Obviously, there's still risks. Markets can still short-term price in all kinds of insanity around tariffs. And there's a lot of risks in the stock market. The valuations are crazy. There's too much retail participation and on and on and on and on and on. And yet, the big signal outside of all the noise, the big signal, the dollar, the M2, the rates, the oil, the stuff that really moves the global economy, easing, which is very interesting. As Raul says, should signal a good Q2 for tech and crypto, hopefully a good H2 2025 as these trends continue. We could be in for a pretty good year in 2025. Yes, there are risks. There's always fucking risks, guys. It's crypto. It's crypto. It's risky. But if we get adequate risk on attitudes developing, then we could see a good 2025. Now, is that going to mean it's going to go straight up in line? No, obviously not. Might see a pump into April, May, still have a summer lull, and then Q3, Q4 absolutely blasts off. I would not be shocked by that kind of price action playing out, but you have to play it level by level, guys. Watch the charts. Also, perhaps a contrarian take, and it's interesting because every time I've done polls on this, it's always been the most contrarian take, and yet Raul and Julian over at Real Vision, they talk about the global M2 supply potentially continuing to increase into Q1, maybe even into Q2 of next year. If that's the case, the bull run might actually last longer than people expect, which is crazy. You have stuff like I think we had a 20% surge in mortgage applications last month. Now it's from like a very low moment, but that could be interesting because that might mean that because rates are falling, which Trump wants, people are starting to buy real estate again. It could bring wind back into the U.S. real estate market. Finally, after all this, when real estate's doing good, people are doing good, people have more money, the wealth effect is real, people are willing to take second loans versus their homes to go and buy dog coins. Don't question the rationality or the sanity of that shit, but it's what happens. Continuing. This is the DXY falling off a cliff the last 3 days. Look at that. That looks like a shitcoin dumping or Bitcoin last week. Either way you want to look at it. Anyway, that's crazy chart, man. Well below the 20-day, 50-day, and even 200-day EMAs. Brutal move here for the dollar index, showing, of course, that it's in a strong downtrend, which is usually good for risk assets. Okay. Amit here saying DXY lowest level of all year. This is what the administration wanted. They're getting it along with the 10-year coming down. This is true. This is what we've been saying for ages, guys. Trump wants a weaker dollar. Trump wants the rates down. And guess what he's doing? Exactly that. Exactly what he said he was going to do, and it's happening, which is good for risk assets, okay? I made here with that stat here on the mortgages as well. With the 10-year coming down, yes, people will be buying more real estate, which is good. Tom Lee, Tom over on CNBC said spring could have huge rallying months. March, April, May could result in a 10-15% rally. And he's talking specifically for the S&P 500, NASDAQ, whatever. Global liquidity trending higher, DXY plummeting, et cetera, following the 2017 playbook. Mechanical increase in present value of future cash flows, lower treasury yields. The melt up since late 2022 is alive and well. All right, rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. I dig it. Hey, by the way, if you're a cryptocurrency trader, I know it's a lot of you guys in the audience. Look, you're looking for a great place to trade. You want to do it without any KYC, not have to use VPN or any of that BS, man. You just want to enjoy your trading experience. Be able to click on a link and go, boom, I can trade. Well, that's what Bitunix has got for you. They're one of the hottest exchanges out there in crypto right now. Massively deep liquidity across all the major pairs. Huge amounts of altcoins listed there all the time. They're always got the new stuff coming out, so you can long the good ones, short the ones that are way overvalued. You know the ones I'm talking about. Make money either way the market goes. There's a link down below in the description. You can use that to sign up to Bitunix right now. You're going to get $10 for free. You're going to get deposit rewards of 20%. So you deposit $1,000, you get $200 back, and you get trading rewards up to $2,000 in trading reward bonuses. So if you're a trader looking for a great place to do some more trading, go check it out. Bitunix, link down below in the description. Okay, thank you very much. So Bitwise CIO Matt Hougan says that Trump's crypto reserve will be nearly entirely Bitcoin. It'll be larger than people think. Now, this guy, the Bitwise guy, he is on the inside, okay? He's on the inside. He knows. He's connected. This is a connected guy, okay? The CIO, Matt Hougan at Bitwise, this guy knows what's going on. He's connected with people. So the crypto reserve. What if Trump comes out and says it's going to be 90% Bitcoin, 10% a basket of 5 altcoins? Might feed everybody, right? The Bitcoin maximalists can go, that was 90% Bitcoin, so I guess it's good enough. And the altcoin people can go, yeah, we're in there. We're included, right? It's interesting. I think there's a lot of scope for the sovereign wealth fund that's coming, which should be announced. And I would said this massive catalyst for U.S. markets. Now, there's been rumors that the sovereign wealth fund is going to be funded entirely by taxes taken in from tariffs, which we're talking potentially hundreds of billions of dollars a year flowing into the U.S. sovereign wealth fund. That's crazy. And if even a percentage point of that gets used to buy altcoin ETFs, crazy stuff, okay? Anyway, nearly entirely Bitcoin, obviously. Tomorrow, we're going to find out for sure. I guess I'll have to come back Saturday morning and record a video because I need to know what's going on. You guys need to know too. So we'll see how it goes. Nagato, he said, Friday's crypto summit will be a sell the news event. That's pretty consensus for what you're hearing right now. He said, a lost count of how many times I've seen this exact take. Now, everyone is convinced that Trump is just a pump and dump guy and expects the summit to be another joke. Not saying it won't be, but you know these things, how these things usually play out when everybody's so fixated on a specific scenario. Consensus takes tend to not work out. Anyway, time will tell. There's really no point in speculating. One tip for you, avoid high leverage around that event. There'll be an ton of volatility. Even if you predict the right direction, poor risk management can still get you liquidated before the trade moves in your favor. Don't play dumb games. True. Look, you're going to see, as is so often the case, guys, look, if I like to trade in better market conditions where things are a little more, you got an uptrend going on, you can actually see some strength in the market versus this kind of chop we've had recently. I've made a few trades and basically been stopped out for small losses a few times. And that's, that sort of death by 1,000 cuts to your trading portfolio, right? So I've been chilling out on that a little more, just waiting for a little more strength to come back in the market. And then we think we're going to have some good trade opportunities. All right. Wait for markets to get back on a bit more of easy mode versus like whatever the heck this has been recently. Anyway, besides the point, you don't need to get in high leverage, guys. If you are going to get in high leverage, gosh darn it, use stop losses. And gosh darn it, do not use cross margin, man. The amount of people who get wrecked on cross margin is insane. Do not risk your whole portfolio. Use isolated margin. Keep whatever you're risking on a trade to that trade specifically. Anyway, it'll be interesting. Let me know in the chat here, guys. Do you think the crypto summit's going to be a sell the news event, or is it going to actually be a bullish news event that is a buy the news event, which is pretty rare for any news event, to be honest. But If Trump, for example, comes out and says, okay, look, we've got X amount of Bitcoin, and I think people keep saying the US has 200,000 Bitcoin, but I think most of that's actually Bitunix's Bitcoin. So that America doesn't really have that much. They have about 60, 70, 80,000 Bitcoin, something like that. I'm not sure the exact number. But okay, with an executive order, Trump could probably transfer that from the Department of Justice over to the Treasury, and then the Treasury can hold it, and that could be the start of the US Bitcoin reserve. And then in terms of getting the legislation and stuff together to buy, I don't know, hundreds of thousands or 1 million Bitcoin, that's going to take a little more work, a little more time, but it'd be a good damn start. It'd be a start that shows we're actually committed to the process of making this happen, and we're going to hold the Bitcoin that we have right now. That'd be pretty big. Okay. It'd be the shot heard around the financial world for sure. We already have a few countries that are front running that. UAE, Oman, Bhutan, El Salvador, the Czech Republic, Brazil. I don't know what happened with their bill. I haven't heard anything about it, whether it got passed or not. There are a couple other countries that have been mulling it around, but if the USA does this, then China's going to have to do it. Japan's probably going to do it. You'll see a few other countries hop on board as well. Some obvious ones like Singapore, they're already buying Bitcoin, have been for a while via Grayscale and probably now via ETFs. But even if it's a sell the news in the short term, if that is what happens, if Trump says, yes, we're going to keep the Bitcoin we have right now and put it in our strategic reserve to start our strategic reserve, that's fundamentally bullish. And even though you might see a short sell the news, the reality of that would be massive. Okay. But still, that would be big. What would also be big, of course, would be if they announce no capital gains tax on US-based cryptocurrencies. So we talked about that list yesterday. That's your Bitcoin. No, you're not your Ethereum, actually. But your Bitcoin, your Litecoin, it's American-made coin, by the way, in case you didn't know. AVAX, SUI, Aptos, Movement Labs, Cardano, XRP, and I'm probably missing a few names. Solana, I'm missing a few names here. Don't think I'm not doing that on purpose. There's a lot of them to name, okay? But that'd be massive because it'd bring more crypto companies into the USA, but also it would provide a lot more speculation on those coins in particular because people know they can run them up like crazy, book huge profits, and not pay any damn taxes. Big. Okay, we got to continue. We got too much to get through here. I've been rambling. The price of Bitcoin right now smashing into the underside of our range here at 92K. Struggling to get it up over the 20-day EMA right here. Logical zone of resistance. A small correction back down here wouldn't be crazy to see. This is obviously the zone we want to see taken out on any sort of excitement. Okay, strong daily close over the 20-day EMA. Strong daily close ideally over the 50-day EMA. And really, full on, we're back, baby, over $98,000. Top orange line on the chart here. However, be aware that if we get a spike up to $98,000 based off of whatever Trump says tomorrow, that might be short-lived, okay? Like you saw right here. Even if it's fundamentally bullish, it might be overblown, okay? Just keep in mind. Again, I'm well packed. My bags are packed. My spot bags are packed. I'm riding, okay? Whether we go up or down, whatever, it's all good. But for you guys trading or looking to get allocated or whatever, just, keep in mind you might see some effery going on there. COINTRACKING says bullish trajectory. Any selling post-summit will be short-lived. $92,000 act as reclaim range of support thereafter. Higher lows and consolidation into mid-late March, then into new highs. If it's bearish, sell the news leads to a final capitulation leg lower, then destroys all hopes and dreams of recovery, just as liquidity headwinds start to turn into tailwinds. We just talked about all that big macro stuff, right? Take out 70K in mid-late March, higher lows into early April, continuation higher from there. Either way, FU higher into Q2. Yes, good. Others, this is actually pretty crazy. Look at this. This is on the weekly chart. So for the last month, 5 weeks, okay, right here, this is mid-February and the last 2 weeks. We've actually seen huge buying back demand. This is the others chart. This is all the coins outside of the top 10. So this is altcoins, altcoins, altcoins. Look at the strength on the buyback on these every single damn time. There's a lot of appetite here for altcoin buying, and you see it happen. Now, still, the weekly candle threatening to close under the 50-week EMA, which I don't love. I'd like to see it close above that. Ideally, let's see what happens by the end of the week, of course, but still, interesting. Still in a downtrend, obviously, like the vast majority of the cryptocurrency market. But we could be seeing early signs of recovery as long as we're not totally cucked by the crypto summit and, of course, broader macro fears. Stock markets cuck us next week or something like that. Matthew Sigel here with this one. Despite the meme coin meltdown, Solana DEX volumes are still holding their own, roughly matching the entire Ethereum ecosystem. Well, this is absolute insanity. Now, you guys know I flipped my Ethereum into Solana. 2 days ago or whatever. And look at this. It's insanity. Ethereum plus all the layer 2s combined. We're talking like 24 layer 2s or whatever the hell it's up to now. It does basically the same amount of DEX volume as just Solana does. And that's after the meme coin meltdown. That's after all the bullshit's unfolded. That's actually nuts, man. That's really crazy. Solana slowly grinding up here. Are we starting a new uptrend? Could it be? Could it be? Could this be our new line to grind up into? Look, you got to keep it real, guys. Still below the 20-day EMA yellow line on the chart here. That's where I want to see some daily closes above about $160. Lines up with this previous support, now resistance right here. Get over that. We can start talking about signs of recovery. Over 180, we're probably, boom, bada ding, going to go for a new run here, okay? MACD very gently in a bullish trend there, very gently, very weak at the moment, let's say. Cardano charts had a nice pump, nice bounce here off these key moving averages. Got a bullish cross coming up here for the 20-day cross over the 50-day. Momentum looks good right now for Cardano, but that can all be undone real quick if, Trump comes out and says, but that Charles Hoskinson guy, I met that guy. Not a nice guy, mean guy, that guy. See that beard? He shaved it once. How dare you shave the beard? I said, Charles, you can't shave the beard off. And Charles shaved the beard. I just don't know what to do with a guy like that. So we're not putting his coin in the sovereign wealth fund. If you get something like that, Cardano's going to nuke, obviously. But look, if we see Cardano indeed getting some kind of love at the crypto summit, then that might be a nice way for continuation to happen here. But honestly, I think it's kind of hanging in the air right now, personally. Okay. I would like to see it above this orange line right here. It's about at $1.15. That's probably the launch pad for Cardano to go higher. Retests back down here in the key moving averages, probably interesting areas for those looking for exposure. XRP having a nice little bump here on the day, back above the 20 and 50-day EMAs, which the candle's kind of covering everything up there. But let me see if I can get those brought up here. Yeah, right there you can see. We're closing in very, very soon on potential bullish crossover here for the 20-50-day as well, which could speak to a nice move coming in here for XRP. Okay, but that's the line to beat right there, approximately. So that's the downtrend. Want to see the price get back above. If you look at it like that, maybe this is just an aberration. We're currently running into the bottom of the downtrend, and it means the break of the downtrend could be coming sooner than people think for XRP, which would be interesting too. Litecoin, still holding my Litecoin spot bags. Guys, remember, I'm not married to this bag. If I don't think the trade's going to play out, I will cut it. It's a trade, okay? So far, support's been holding. 200-day EMA has been holding. Not loving the MACD currently, but that can turn around pretty soon. Still have an ETF announcement potentially later this month for an approval or denial for this, okay? Co-founder, CEO of Aptos, Avery, says, rumor no more, can confirm Bitwise Invest has filed S1 application for Aptos ETF. The first is a big for the Move ecosystem as promised. Move money chain looking S1 good here. Yeah, Aptos looking good, baby. Let's go. Dig it. Actually bought some more Aptos today. A little bit, just a little bit Aptos, a little bit extra there. Been buying kind of dollar cost averaging to Aptos past few weeks here. Anyway, nice. I dig it, man. Chart-wise, attempting to take out the 20-day EMA. Now, we've had, of course, so many times. Those freaking 20-day EMAs, man. From losing it here back in December, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 failed attempts to break back over it and stay back over it. That's the key thing. You need to get the strength built in and actually see it staying over. So right here, we're trying again. Let's see if we can build the momentum up and actually start pushing higher from here, retake the 50. And of course, we are still ages away from the 200-day EMA, which is up here around 850, which is sort of the key area for Aptos price-wise. So buying now is buying in a relatively distressed area, you could say. Okay, continuing. Donald Trump's World Liberty Financial just made some big buys. They bought some more Ethereum today. They bought some more wrapped Bitcoin. And they bought some Move. Oh, shout out to my Move bags. By the way, if you want to see what coins I hold, guys, link down below. Check it out. You can see all my current holdings, my OTC deals, my venture rounds, all that kind of stuff. It's all there. Should have bought SUI instead of Aptos. Well, you know, SUI has definitely been the winner when it comes to the Move blockchain so far, right? But I'm betting that some of the other competitors will catch up. Now, don't get me wrong, I like SUI. I like what those guys are doing. I got my eyes on Walrus when it comes out, okay? Big SUI fan. We've been talking about them a lot here on the channel. But I'm betting that Aptos and Move and unbelievably freaking IOTA have more gains potential compared to SUI right now. SUI's been in a pretty good buy zone though recently, so it's got that going for it. But interesting, World Liberty Fi has been buying Move, so that's pretty cool. Haven't bought it some Aptos yet. Let's get them to buy some damn Aptos, man. But I think that all of these Move-based blockchains, SUI's one, Movement, obviously, Aptos, IOTA, now with their new EVM compatible 50,000 transaction per second beast of a Move chain, also in the running here. Anyway, the Move chart right now, similar. We've seen lots of rejections here off the 20-day EMA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Attempting a reversal now. MACD trending up. Trying to take it out right here. So this is, for all these coins that are currently smashing into the 20-day EMAs, you have to keep in mind, guys, that's the most likely place for a rejection because we've been rejected there so many times before. Okay? If we break above and can maintain above, that could signal a reversal on a particular coin. Look what happened with Cardano, for example. Let's see how it plays out for some of these other altcoins, if they can finally start reversing trend after the big downtrends they've been in recently. Kyle, this one here saying, say just smashed past its previous all-time high in total value locked, now holding over $1 billion on the Say network, or $1 billion Say on the network. That's some serious momentum for an L1 like this. Say charts currently trading under the 20-day EMA, right on this downtrend line though, so it's got that going for it. But again, a lot of these altcoins are in pretty similar positions right now, strength-wise, where they really need to step up the game a little bit here. And hey, messed my hair all up here, guys. Step up the game a little bit here and actually start showing some strong reversals. Now, some are closer to reversals than others, like the Say chart or the AVAX chart are a little bit behind and not quite as close to trying to break out in the 20-day EMAs, whereas like Aptos and Move are like right there, man. They're trying to have that breakout moment. Total 3 just broke the downtrend. Let's have a look at the total 3. I think I've even got that up here somewhere. Maybe I don't. I'll bring it up anyway. Well, total 3 is looking pretty interesting, actually. So let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that. I haven't actually looked at that in a couple of days. Let's have a quick look. Draw a downtrend line on here. Oh, that is interesting, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. Good catch. Good catch. I dig it. Of course, that's after bouncing off this area right here. So the total 3 is the total market cap of all crypto coins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's a little bit more top heavy than the others chart, but currently trying to break back out above its 20-day EMA. Yellow line on the chart right here. I dig it. That's thanks to stuff like Cardano and XRP having big moves. It's dragging that up, but I dig it. That's nice. Okay, continuing. Good catch. Hydrate, guys. Hydrate. Don't forget your red light hats. Don't forget your red light hats. There we go. Today we got some nice Sembrancher water there from the guys over at lak3.io. Now, Cardano to the moon. Where did, I don't even know, man. Pi, I mean, I haven't even looked into it yet. All I remember hearing is that somebody like the CEO of Bybit or something said it's like a scam or something like that. I haven't looked, man. There's so many damn coins out there. Combo's not listed on CoinGecko. Must be a CoinMarketCap listing that one. But yeah, Pi, I mean, I have no idea. Pi Network at $180 billion fully diluted valuation or something like that. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Sonic, yes, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Sonic to $10. I hope. Lark, what's wrong with Polygon Matic? Is it going to zero? Goodness gracious, it feels like it sometimes, man. Polygon has absolutely been savage this cycle, not getting anywhere near the kind of love that it was last. I mean, if you were here last cycle, Polygon was the coin, man. Everybody's getting all excited about Polygon. Ran like 100x, was great. This cycle, not so much love, to be honest. A lot of the layer 2 stuff has taken attention away. I mean, everyone's using Base instead of Polygon. Everybody started taking capital out of Polygon and farming those airdrops on ZK Sync and Linea and all this other stuff. And money moved to Solana, and there are just better things to do over there. Don't know. I would not be a Matic buyer here at these sort of sentiment levels, let's say. Lark, with Say being behind, do you still have hope for a new all-time high this year? I mean, look, if the markets go into the risk phase that we think they go into, then yeah, Say is going to be absolutely fine. Just because it's a little bit behind on breaking out from its 20-day EMA doesn't mean that it can't move with the rest of the market when it starts moving. Okay. William, what's up, man? Nice to see you. Lark, tomorrow will be a buy the news event because everyone's expecting a sell the news event. Do you agree? I have no idea personally. I'm conflicted. It's easy to make. It doesn't really matter for me because I've got a bunch of spot bags and I'm just holding. So like whatever. But yeah, I would not be surprised either way. But I also kind of agree with your take that it's becoming so consensus that it's going to be a sell the news event that it might just become a buy the news event. Depends on what's said. Depends on what's said. If we really get no capital gains tax on U.S. coins specifically, you're going to see about 20 particular coins frickin' mooning and everything else not so much. Okay. Why isn't AI 16Z moving? Well, because nobody gives a shit about AI coins right now. They will again. Lark is sell in May and go away. Still, thesis still in play. I think generally yes, but let's see how it plays out. I think we got to watch the charts, watch for uptrends, which we're in downtrends basically for everything right now. But as long as the equity markets don't cuck us and stuff, I don't want to get too excited here, guys. But we could be seeing things have bottomed out and maybe we start seeing reversals coming in. But if we get overly disappointed or if we get more tariff fears or escalations of war, I don't know. There's a lot of things that can happen to derail the markets, okay? So just remind yourselves of that all the time. But if we actually get some nice reversals coming to play here, and this has recently been the bottoming event at the end of February, start of March, then we slowly grind up and start new uptrends for Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the altcoins. Ethereum. Anyway, all the altcoins, and we start grinding up higher with yeah, potentially a topping moment in like the end of April or mid-May or something like that. Could see that. And then we start a new downtrend in the summer for a variety of reasons. Good morning from California. What up? Good morning. Good morning. Can't wait for the Sonic airdrop in June. Set up my rewards. I feel like that's probably a good place to think about getting out of Sonic for a while because they're going to airdrop 100 million Sonic, I think, in June. Might be, regardless of how much it runs between now and then, you're going to get a lot of dilution coming in from the 100 million drop. So that's going to be, I mean, if that happened today, it's only $100 million worth of Sonic. But the flip side is that's $100 million of Sonic, and it's probably mostly going to be sold off because that's what you do with airdrops. Also, people will probably have less demand for Sonic after that because they're going to start taking the money elsewhere, farm other things. We'll see. What do you think about Toshi? Is that the cat meme? That's the cat meme, isn't it? Meme coins are meme coins. Some of them have better communities. Some of them have better distributions than others. But it's just a meme coin. It's a picture of a cat, right? It's fine. And if you got the chart set up, it's worth trading, but it's not something I would look at as a long-term hold or anything like that. What the hell is a long-term hold in crypto? Geez. Larky, plan any spot trades for Trump's summit? Greetings from Perth. Not particularly, no. We'll see. I've been repositioning my some stuff around a little bit, trying to concentrate more into a few specific coins, get the portfolio to be more manageable size. I had to make coins in it recently. It's led to underperformance, but not any specific trades for the Trump summit. But obviously, I've got a lot of coins that will benefit from the Trump summit, like Solana, for example. Charles Hoskinson was excluded from the White House summit because he shaved his beard that one time, man. You never shave the beard, Charles. So that's why I don't have a beard, man, because I know I'd want to shave it at some point. Once you've done it, you're out. You're out of the beard club. It's just that you're not allowed in anymore. Chris, Lark, how do you think Sui's going to go? His cycle has it seen its all-time? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's seen its all-time high already. Again, this all depends on broader risk attitudes and all the stuff continuing. Dollar going down, rates going down, house sales going up, oil staying down, inflation not spiking, blah, 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 blah. Okay, all that kind of stuff, right? If we have generally favorable financial conditions for the market for the rest of the year, then Sui goes on to a new all-time high. I think that's a very, very likely scenario. I'd be pretty surprised if Bitcoin goes to 150 to 250K or something like that, and Solana goes to 500 to $1,000, whatever, and Sui doesn't do anything. It's one of the most hyped chains so far this cycle. I'd assume that it will continue. Lark, what's your opinion on Fort? I have no idea what Fort is. Was day trading, ended up stuck with 25% of my portfolio, stuck in only $500. I have no idea what Fort is, my dude. Sorry, too many coins out there. Lark, will you rotate profits into small caps? Look, I mean, some of the profits will be rotated from some of my core positions right now. Remember, I'm not going to be carrying any of these altcoin bags for the next bear market, and I'm not in the a bear market is here right now club. Doesn't mean we can't have some more duckery, let's say, between now and then. But I think that the best days of this market cycle are still ahead of us. If all the stuff that's lining up lines up for us and actually puts the wind into the sails of these risk assets. Once I start taking profits, we'll rotate profits in small caps. I'm going to probably try to not rotate too much. There'll be a little bit of rotation, but let's say Litecoin as an example. I hope that my Litecoin trade plays out as I hope that it will. So Litecoin goes from wherever it is now to 375 and I sell. Great. Well, I'll probably take my initial capital and roll that into something else, depending on if there's actually something that looks good to roll the cash into. And 2/3 of the money is going to be straight out of the market, man. Gold, real estate, stocks. See you later, crypto. Just get it out of there, man. Get it out of there. Don't keep rolling the dice. Lark, if you'd bought Polygon Matic at higher, what'd you do? Sell or hold? Well, look. I don't know. I don't know how much higher you bought it. Did you buy it 2% higher? And now you're questioning your life decisions? I don't know. That's a different conversation. You buy it, you're down 70%, 80% right now on a very significant bag. I mean, that's a different conversation altogether. I can't tell you what to do with your money, but I guess the question would be is, do you think that it has no future? Do you think it's not coming back? Do you think that Matic is done and that it can't reach back to at least whatever price that you had it at? And if you do take the money out of that, where are you going to put it? And can you put it in something that you have much higher confidence will make your money back for you, and then hopefully more than that? So all things to think about. Okay, a couple more questions. We're going to finish up here, guys. Jupe, gosh darn, I wish I had sold that airdrop. Yeah, it's been on a bit of a rough run recently. I think there's been a lot of pessimism around the entire Solana ecosystem after all the crime and shit was actually exposed as being literally just crime and giant scam cartels, which we all kind of knew was the case anyway. We all joked about the cabal, but like the cabal was real. The scam cartels were real. Massive value extraction by criminal groups. It's not Solana's fault. It's just the best tech for doing all this shit on, just like Ethereum was in 17 for ICOs and so on and so forth. Anyway. Lark, do you expect rate cuts in 2025? And rate cuts, yes. QE, I don't know. I'm not sure the Fed's going to have to do QE, to be honest. And there's some little tricks like drawing down the Treasury General account that's going to introduce a bunch of liquidity. But then for quantitative easing, you need a crisis. You don't necessarily want a crisis because you have to do a lot of shit before that happens. The best case scenario would be rate cuts, inflation down, jobs good, unemployment low, all this other stuff, oil cheap, rates low, dollar weak, global M2 expanding. This is like the perfect cocktail for risk assets to go up. They don't go up in that situation. I don't know what the hell to tell you. What about Stellar and Tron? Two blockchains I like literally never think about. No, really. I don't give a shit about Stellar. I mean, not to say I wouldn't trade it. Again, you guys invest whatever you want to invest in. Think you got the hot take on something here. But Stellar is not interesting for me. I don't know. I've traded it a few times. It's fine. You can trade Stellar. Tron, same kind of, just not really interested in it as something I'd buy and hold on to for a bigger trade thesis. Stellar has big partnerships. Is it going to blow? Don't know. Maybe. How do you farm airdrops? The airdrops are crazy, man. I haven't actually been doing much airdrop farming, just trying to do other things with my time. But there's been some pretty good airdrops. I feel like I finally gave up on airdrop farming, and I made good money on airdrop farming like 6 figures. Airdrop farming last year was great. And we did that all, in public on the newsletter and stuff like that. It was a good time. But the problem became the diminishing returns. A lot of the airdrops, a lot of these layer 2s and stuff, really, they were just farming us, not us farming them, right? They were using the increased metrics from people coming in to farm the airdrop to justify gargantuan valuations and do huge VC raises. And then as soon as the airdrop comes, everybody leaves because they give you like $5, if anything, for your airdrop, and everybody leaves and they don't want to stick around that chain anymore. And then you got the VCs left with a bunch of big fat bags. They're worth nothing, but it's okay because that layer 2 was able to make a few $100 million in raises and farm the living shit out of everybody because they get, it's about a 90% take between the fees that a layer 2 charges you and what they pay back to the main Ethereum chain. They make a lot of money. So I got kind of jaded, and then I didn't farm Hyperliquid. It's like, oh, not another fucking airdrop, man. I can't deal with this. And that was the one to farm because some people literally put in like a few $100 and traded a few times and then got like 6 figures. It's always the one you don't farm, isn't it? Anyway, continuing. Lark, what do you think about Proppy? Honestly, I haven't looked at it very much recently, but I did interview, is it Natalia? Anyway, cool lady. It's been a while since I interviewed. It was like 2018, 2019, but I like what they're doing. Real world asset. They're one of the earliest real world asset players. Think of that. Anyway, I haven't looked up what they're doing recently. I couldn't tell you anything about their token now. Lark, what other crypto people on YouTube do you talk with? Not many people, to be honest. I mean, we kind of do business sometimes or whatever. Like if someone's like, oh, hey man, I got, there's these guys who are running a pre-sale. Do you want to get into them? Maybe, okay, have a look at that. Something like that, right? But don't really hang out with many other people. I mean, once in a while. Had coffee with Carl from the Moon a few weeks ago, and had some coffee with Maurizio from the Mr. M podcast. So there's a lot of people here in Dubai. It's nice to connect with people. But mostly just, when I have free time, spend it with my kids. So that's top priority. But a lot of cool people in the industry, man. A lot of cool people. A lot of cool cats for sure. A lot of cool people doing interesting stuff. And it's interesting because you see, of course, the public-facing personas of people when they make videos, and then you get to actually talk to people, and you get a usually different perception of people and who they are and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, besides point, we've talked enough, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. More fun and excitement. Peace.